Welcome everyone to Minecraft Survivor Season 6, Tioman Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy
That's
to
awesome.
be so happy.
Yeah, baby.
Welcome everyone to the Minecraft Survivor Tioman Island reunion special, whatever you want to call it. Yeah! Clap! Clap. Alrighty, alright, it's me, your host, Galaxy, in a very fashionable new skin. And 10 of our lovely contestants from Season 6. Unfortunately, not everyone can make it here today, but it's okay, because they live on in our hearts. But
I killed Andrew.
no matter. Joining us today, we have HeroDignity, DogBone, joining through Discord call, Brayden Smash04, Froggy, Jomah, Spoders, Chonk, Sky, Baile, and our champion, SS.
Let's go.
How is everyone doing?
Doing good.
Yeah. Pretty crappy, bro.
Alrighty.
Yes, man. It's freaking stuck.
Alrighty.
Freaking stuck.
So, as we technically just saw, not confirmed technically, but SS, you just won Season 6 in a 4-3-2 vote. Looking back at that now, or I guess in this case, just thinking about it now, how do you feel?
Wait, I got 2 votes?
Yes.
Yeah. Honestly, whenever you're reading the votes, I felt like I didn't have a chance. But during Final Tribal, I tried to convince people best I could, and I think it's very funny that I got all the David's votes, and then eventually, because Sky voted for me in the revote, correct?
Yeah.
In the tiebreaker, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. It was just so wild because I thought Sky also had a very underrated game, and Baile did amazing. So it was very much an uphill battle. Trying to win the game. But, I mean, I'm very thankful to have played. I'm so glad that I got pulled onto the season literally the day before it happened.
I do want to say, SS, I probably would have had a better chance if I remembered anything that happened during the season.
Yeah, it was...
I forgot everything. I forgot everything, and I thought I only got 1 vote. I thought it was a 3-3-1.
Yeah.
Wait, so you were the decider? You think you were the decider?
Going into Final Tribal, I actually had written down all the placements and the vote counts for as much as I could remember. I was trying to be as prepared as possible because it happened so much after. And that was just my strategy, to try and lift up my game without tearing down Baile and Sky. I mean, there wasn't too much I could tear down, but I'm super thankful to have gotten the chance to play, and thank you so much.
Alrighty.
You did great, my man.
Thank you.
It's kind of been like a year since it's kind of been like over a year.
It's been a while, Baile. I think it's no secret that you were kind of the hands-on favorite to win this game, or at least the one everyone thought would win. So how does it feel to lose by a single vote, especially since, as I just said, everyone thought you were going to win the game?
We're throwing that card out.
I throw shade. I throw shade. No secrets, okay?
Okay, well, I mean, going into FDC, I kind of had an idea that the jury wasn't really going to vote for me, because, like, I know that when people win a lot of challenges in Survivor, people don't really win because of it, but I feel like I did a lot more than just that, and I don't think the jury really saw that. So, I mean, going into FDC, I didn't really have a lot of hopes for winning, but, I mean, getting second is kind of annoying, given everything I did in the game, so, yeah.
Alrighty. Sky.
Hi.
As we all know, I mean, I think you were one of the most interesting personalities this season. And, more importantly, you got to cast the sole vote for who would win the season. Now, I feel like we didn't get to see a lot of the relationships on YouTube as there were in the game. So, what kind of pushed you to vote for SS to win, if you can remember?
I mean, honestly, that one's a lot more simple than it seems. I was allied with SS for a decent bit of the end game, and you know, since I had to make the tiebreaker vote, I'd rather vote for someone that I at least got to bond with a little bit, rather than someone that I just never interacted with. Like, I honestly, I feel bad for Baile not winning, because we just never interacted, and that's really the only reason why I didn't vote for them.
Like, I was like, how much did you actually interact with Baile, though? Like, did you guys just never talk?
I don't know. I think we may have like discussed stuff on maybe like one vote. I genuinely think the amount of time we've talked to each other was less than 5 minutes throughout the entire season. Also, fun fact for those at home, I think like half of my confessionals were done in post.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I did. I had to improv. I had to improv a lot of those.
Oh no!
Pulling back
You
the
did.
curtain.
That's why there's random like massive increases in audio quality for some reason.
No,
yeah,
you think
because
that's
you were sitting in like the main VC.
Bro,
just
I had to
playing
do
your
some of my
game or
confessions
whatever.
on my phone, bro.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and I would say like whenever I wasn't being asked to be in a call, one thing I did was hang out with Sky in the main call because I think that's kind of what I normally tend to do unless someone wants to talk to me or I feel like I'm in danger. Which, albeit, my name was thrown out at a lot of different tribals, but it was so weird. It was happening so much, I wasn't even worried, to be honest. Like I think in like the episode before last, whenever my name came out, it was at the tribal Jomah left. Yeah. Whenever my name came up Parchment, I just was desensitized. I wasn't even worried. But I just kind of hung out with Skyfire in some of those merge calls. And I feel like that's kind of what helped tip the scales in my favor. I didn't think it would come to that as high, but I think that's kind of what really helped me in the end there.
Alrighty. So let's move on to, I think, my favorite part of the season, idols and advantages. So we saw a variety of little things played this season, whether it was idols at the final 7 or it was like idol nullifiers. And before I get into the funny stuff that everyone's expecting me to talk about, I want to go a different route. Jomah, at the fourth immunity challenge, Socks did give you his idol nullifier because I'm pretty sure he knew he had to leave the game, and he obviously did not want it to go to waste. I'm streaming too much. Okay, so Jomah, did you expect your relationship was as good? Oh my god, did you think your relationship was as good as it was with Socks to the point where you understood why he gave you an idol nullifier?
No, I'll be totally honest. I didn't, because I think we never went to a tribal in the pre-merge before he left. I think the challenge he left, we lost.
Yeah.
And I think we lost because I threw it. I could be wrong, but I remember like this season, I tried so hard to like lose a challenge early, and like I was itching to go to tribal, and it just never happened. So I was a little confused because I really didn't get to bond with Socks a lot. But I mean, maybe it was one of those things where like I don't know, he saw like it was like a choose your champion. He was like, yeah, Joe was definitely gonna play this right and make a big splash in the game. I didn't.
All right.
But I don't, I'm not gonna complain, but it was very nice. And I think it just goes to show that you might not think you're making an impact on somebody, but it could have been one of those things where if I completely stonewall Socks, or if one conversation I don't talk to him is one conversation where he says, okay, I'm gonna give it to somebody else instead.
Alrighty.
I can concur about the challenge throwing thing. I remember one of my fondest memories of this game, and I don't even know if it made the edit or not, because there was such a disparity between the first half and the second half in terms of release schedules. But that during challenges, Joe and I would be in each other's ear, and he'd be like, dude, I want to go to tribal, and then I'm like, all right, make it happen. And I don't know, something about the Goliaths team was super strong, even with 2 people trying to pull them down, or 3 or 4, however many people trying to lose. David still just couldn't win, and that also was a whole tension point. Because imagine that if Lord B goes into merge with Brayden with him as well, if Goliath did actually manage to successfully throw a challenge, that just shows like how much challenges actually have an impact on the season.
Yeah.
And how risky it is to even consider throwing.
That's actually good. That is a good point. Actually, to sideline here. So Spoders, obviously the Davids did have a not so great challenge performance before the swap.
Uh,
Do you have, and obviously, Final Four, you guys did. I mean, the fourth immunity challenge, you guys did win that, and you know that is what the edit showed. At least kept Lord safe. How do you feel the game? How do you feel the game would have changed if Wyatt didn't quit and Goliath won that Final Four that final 13 challenge?
Wow, that is such a ways back to redo like so many calculations. One thing rewatching the merge was seeing just it was never discussed between everyone on the tribe, but just how much there was kind of like an underlying and unspoken thing about how it would be cool if the Davids worked together, but we're all working with different people. But like, but you know, we're Davids though. That's the thing. Having more Davids probably dilutes that feeling. Where maybe there's not that subconscious thing saying I want to make a move against a David, but I'm also a David. Do I really vote that way? It probably dilutes that feeling, makes it a little bit weaker, and we do see more Davids go in the early and mid merge. But I think the biggest impact of all is that if Wyatt doesn't quit, then we don't get an amazing copy pasta coming out of this season.
Oh my god, that's true.
Oh
We don't
yeah.
have that.
Alrighty. Well, thank you. Now, the question that I feel like everyone's been waiting for. DogBone.
no,
So,
my God, dude.
Let's recap this. You
No,
had
it's not.
an idol
No, that's
for
not.
a
I was about to
long
mention
portion of the
that,
game
actually.
that a lot of people knew about, but you were using it to
Yeah.
your advantage.
You
And
might want to point the
you
camera
were
up here so
guaranteed- I
people
think you
know
were
who it is.
guaranteed a good spot. But at the
Yeah.
final 7, everyone was against Baile. Everyone wanted Baile to go home, except for a few people. And the votes were going on Baile. But
Yeah.
Baile, you played your idol on Baile, and then Baile sent you home with a single vote. Not gonna
You
lie.
forgot the part where Jomah played the idol in Spoders, which is why I went out.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and
And then I
Jomah played
said
the idol in
something like,
Spotters.
"I hope you go home." I was a little livid.
Oh yeah, and Jomah, you thought Baile was voting you. But that does bring me to my question. And we did touch upon this a little bit during the actual episodes, but I don't think we touched on it enough. Why did you choose to play your idol on Baile? And what, truthfully, was there any part of you thinking that this could go horribly wrong?
I mean, obviously, yeah, because obviously it did go wrong because Jomah played the idol in Spotters. Because I really wanted Spotters out there because he's playing a really, really sneaky under the radar game.
So rude.
No offense, but and also keeping Baile. Baile was such a shield that if he lost again, he would 100% be going home. And even if I didn't play it, I feel like I would be one of the next few people to go. Considering that I did like make myself a big threat, I would probably be the next one on the chopping block if I don't play it. But there's like no way in hell where I'm not playing it after the Baile vote if I hang on to it. But I mean, yeah, it was just a gamble that I made, and ultimately I went home broke. So
Alrighty.
yeah.
Alrighty. Going back to Jomah, very popular with the advantages this season. So you played your idol at the Lord vote during the first merge vote of the season. So obviously, your name, I don't think anyone was saying your name that round. Maybe they were. Then my apologies. But what inspired you to play that idol in a round where you could have used it for a future?
That's a really good question. I think, I don't know if it makes the edit, but there was a little fiasco with Lord B where his name was already out as like a merge boot, like a merge vote, like a simple merge vote, at least for the Goliaths. And I think halfway through the round, Lord B's like, "Oh, I gotta go. Like if I survive this round, I'm gonna have to go after this," which meant like we had to cut it in sessions. And so we're like, okay, well, Lord B was already gonna get voted out, but now it seems like he's gonna get voted out because he has to go. And like it was wacky, and then like at Tribal, I was getting a few messages like, yeah, I think you're the other vote. So I'm just like, screw it. I just want to make it emerge, especially because I like 8 bricks the previous vote. I think that was a vote I was trying to snipe SS.
Yeah.
Which it just did not go like if there's a big trend this season of me making horrible moves or just my moves not working. So I was like, well, shit. Like, I would not be surprised if like SS or like if other people were like mad at me because like I got narked on like immediately. Like when they got back to camp, they're like, "Oh yeah, Jomah was trying to get you out for some reason." So I'm like, shit. But the main motivation for playing that merge idol was just like, sometimes you just need a round to integrate yourself in the tribe, and also I thought it would guarantee Lord B's exit, which I think set myself up all right. Either way, I thought it was going to get my way, which I needed very desperately at that point in the game.
Alrighty. Okay. So that's really all the questions I have about idols and advantages. Oh my god, wait. So yeah, Baile, you found a lot of idols this season, and you played them pretty successfully. How much of your game do you feel like you relied on things like immunity and advantages to keep you safe?
I mean, during the Froggy vote, I didn't need my idol. I played it purely as like an insurance policy because I was like, if I go home here, then going home with an idol looks worse than anything else. And then when I found my second idol at the final 6, I knew that I probably wouldn't play it unless I really had to, and I was only really going to play it on Chonk because I was kind of confident in my comp ability. I would say the only time where I like really relied on an idol to save me in the game was when DogBone idoled me, and during that time I didn't really think DogBone would idol me, but I think after I told DogBone not to use his idol because Jomah was gonna use the nullifier on it, it like got DogBone's trust with me, and then he thought that if he kept me a bit longer, then he would be able to vote me out later down the line. So yeah.
Alrighty. So, okay, now that is all the questions I have about idols and stuff. So let's move on to a little thing called alliances and betrayals.
Uh-oh. Okay, I'm just gonna walk out for this one. Sorry guys, I'm just gonna walk out for this one.
No, Brayden, get back. Brayden,
I'm so glad I don't remember anything.
Not going.
Don't worry, Sky. There's a question for you in here. Anywho,
Sky, you wanna walk out on this one?
I remember
I don't know why.
Alright, here
I
walked up
remembered
too.
it.
Alrighty, so I want to start off with something that I don't think was as obvious to people, but I wanted to bring attention to. Hero, you probably had the most passionate response to your elimination, and it was only the first vote of.
I think a lot of us on the Goliaths also had a decently like reaction to. I remember a lot of us being like, "What the fuck? Why'd you guys vote off Hero first?" Like even we were pissed.
I wasn't surprised. I'm saying
y'all
that.
are heartbroken.
I was.
No. So let me ask you. So let me ask Hero. Why do you think you reacted the way you did when you were voted off?
I got reacted. I just don't want to get begin to put his name, and y'all the rest of the David are dumb and stupid. Lord B stupid as fuck, man. Lord B, Andrew, stupid.
It's gonna be
all
one hell
dumb.
of a reunion.
The rest of the David is dull. It's dumb, and L. Both of David are L like man. I hated it.
I second this opinion. It was very dumb.
Yeah.
She's very dumb. Very dumb. I would hate you, man. Dumb.
I'm sorry. Did you hire security?
No, you ever see Chris getting thrown at the
No, I didn't hire security. All the budget for this went into my stylish new outfit and the trees.
What about this? And
how much did the trees cost?
I'd say about a tree. Okay. The trees cost about a
tree fitty. Yeah.
What about this whole entire building? What about?
This is only $20 because they got they have like a bat infestation.
Hell no! There's rats in here. Hell no! Hell no!
Bats.
Hell no!
No, it's just bats.
Back here.
Yeah. Lots of cleppies.
You're not getting your $50. You're not getting your 50 reunion bucks if you leave. Alrighty.
I had to punch you with
That
the
was
rest
pretty-
of the
that
game
was
was
pretty-
well
pay for
done.
this?
That
Okay,
was
paid?
that was pretty funny. Anywho, so now my favorite part of this, Sky. So as we all know, there was the merged joint tribal that saw the elimination of our dear friend bat enthusiast Brayden. And you, this is technically not a betrayal, but you were the only one left out of that vote when Goliath could have really used you. So
okay, I was the watching the season back. I think nearly every tribal there was one random vote that was from me. That was just me during the entire thing. I was never allowed to be in the know on a lot of the votes, and I still don't know why.
Okay. Brayden, so obviously you were out of the game.
I'm trying to find a clip. Let me go find that clip again. Let me just find that clip.
Okay, Brayden's
The
trying
one
to find the
that,
clips.
literally the one guy I was confident with aligning in that 4 people. Like, bro, I was upset that Brayden left.
Same here. I thought Brayden was gonna go farther, truthfully.
But you had to put Andrew on our team.
David's one of the ones who voted him out.
You had to put
Andrew,
Mr. Chaos in there.
Oh,
Alright,
okay.
so Spoders, I think weirdly this
Your Chonk now.
part of the season that at least I was obsessed with, or at least I could not stop thinking about, was the little like Pepajal grouping of you, Baile, and Chonk. So you guys talked for a good amount during the merge portion of the game. So I think I need to ask, was there any part of you at any point that thought you could go to the end with both of them?
Oof. I don't like to think about that group. No. Could I have gone to the end with them? I mean, my whole game was keeping options open, and it was really good. It was kind of like flattering watching the season back and seeing in other people's confessionals about how, if Spoders gets to the end, there's no way I can like out FTC him for the win, which was always nice to hear. But people don't tell you that outright, so you don't know how much of a threat you are. So would they take me? Probably not. But they were kind of, Baile and Chonk was like, I was just kind of forced into them in a bit, because at that first swap where Baile, Chonk, and I voted out what's his face. He was being all rude and stuff, and then we didn't like him.
Wyatt?
No.
Socks.
Socks, right? Yeah, Socks.
Socks.
I'm sorry. It's been a while since I've seen those episodes.
Yeah.
But you could see it. I know I confessionaled. Unironically, Spoders, I would vote for you in that final 3. Thank you, Sky.
Yeah,
Very cool.
I literally, I'm gonna be honest with you. I put you as the #1 fan favorite on the thing.
Let's go.
You were amazing to watch after the fact. I'll be honest, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. But back to it's all flattering. But back to the question, though. You could tell in my confessionals that the vocal fry was contagious. The vibes were so low, man. And while it might have been a good road. I mean, SS barely broke that tiebreaker against Baile, so who knows what that final looks like. But we all know that my plan at Final 6 was to get out the top 2 dogs, because if Joe survives that round, that's his game-winning move, and he probably gets past Final 5. Yeah, that's the thing, is like, it was a losing, it ultimately turned out to be a losing move for me, but it's a move that I had to make in order to beat anyone. Well, yeah, but the thing is, Joe, is that I'm not playing for 2nd or 3rd. And the same thing with Baile is that if Baile's not safe there, I know you asked earlier, like, how much should Baile have to rely on safety? The answer is a lot. Is it my ideal final 3? I mean, Chonk is probably in there. I don't know. I think my ideal final 3 is like Sky and maybe someone who I've played a very similar game to, but could outspeak them. So maybe like a Chonk in there, but probably not Baile. No.
All right. This question kind of goes to both DogBone and SS. So, I mean, at least for the merge part, you guys seem like you had a pretty good relationship. I mean, DogBone, you gave SS your idol for safekeeping during, was it, I think, the Final 8, right?
Yeah, during the Andrew bit.
Oh, yeah, Final 8. So, I mean, I'll ask SS first. I mean, when DogBone got voted out, did it feel like you had really no one else to turn to other than Spoders?
No, actually. So the funny thing, DogBone, I will say, was my number one in my mind throughout the game. All the way through the game, I consider myself close to Spoders and Andrew for a large portion of the game. Yes, but I would consider myself day one with DogBone, and I felt like I trust him, and he didn't tell me about his plan, so we couldn't work around it. But when he went out, that was also the time when I just started talking to people. Like, I know I didn't talk to Baile like once up until like Final 8, Final 7. That's when I started talking to Baile, and we didn't really work together that much. But I mean, I feel like I started talking to Baile more. I feel like I started to work with Sky a little bit closer. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I could work with people. The only people I didn't see myself I did think I was on the outs, but I felt like I still had other ways I could go with not just Spoders, but with possibly Baile, because Baile was winning everything. And even though Baile would have been like a target for me, because Baile was continuously immune, I thought, okay, if Baile's not targeting me, maybe, I could work with that. It didn't end up working out, but I thought I could have options, pretty much.
Alrighty. And DogBone, given your constant positioning in the game, did it feel like you had a good idea of who you were aligned with at each point in the game? Or were you more like questioning who was working with me, who's against me?
I had a good idea, obviously up until Final 7, but I had a pretty good idea because I knew Lord was going to go, even though I voted for Sky on that tribal, but I wasn't going to vote a David there. Then I knew who was next. Was it Froggy? Yeah, it was Froggy. I knew he was going there, and I was like exposing everything, so I had a good idea that he was going to go home. And I was trying to make Baile play his idol, which he did. And obviously, I knew Andrew was going home because I voted for him. I gave SS the idol. I didn't want it to go to waste in case there was a random blindside on me. But I think the pre-merge was definitely the most stressful part for me because I almost went home episode 3. If Brayden plays that idol, I'm gone. So I think that was probably the one where I'm like, okay, maybe I'm not in the loop on this, but I think I'm okay. And yeah, and there's also the OP vote, which I was completely left out on. I think that's like the only vote I was like absolutely left out on.
I'm trying to do a jump here, man. I'm trying to do a jump.
It's the second episode with OP. I'm going backward, but he went home, and I was shocked because I didn't expect him to go home, and I was kind of upset. I'm not gonna lie, because he was my boy with SF. We didn't even make an alliance name yet. It was sad, but yeah, that's probably the only like couple of times where I was left out. But apart from that, nah.
Let's go over to one of our most explosive players. Let's go over to ImaFroggy. If he's okay, Froggy.
Yes, Froggy. Yeah.
Froggy. Yeah. Okay. So
wait, bro was explosive?
I thought he was.
I probably just saw like none of the game.
So Froggy, I think it's safe to say that you were a very likable player throughout the whole course of the game. You were very entertaining. I think you were a very charismatic player. But your luck kind of ran out with you on the final 9 when everyone decided getting up against you. Was there any part of you thinking about how you could have been betrayed by the Goliaths that round?
I mean, I was totally blindsided on that tribal. I didn't think I was getting a single vote. I thought I got all the votes on baileboss. I really thought Baile or DogBone would have gone home. Then Baile said, "Froggy, you're going home." They all voted you. I was like, "Oh, damn! I hope he's lying." And then, yeah, I was totally blindsided on that tribal.
Alrighty, well, now it's time to get into I think one of the most surprising parts of the season: the fashion. Somehow this season, I think a lot of you had a lot of wonderful skins to show us. Whether you changed skins in the middle of the show or you showed up with them, I think there were a lot of wonderful characters this season. And oh my god, I gotta start with the obvious. Spoders, you had like 3 different skins for this season, and you even have a tux on right now.
Yes.
So, oh my god, I gotta ask you first, like, what was the thought process when you're like preparing for the season and you just you just suddenly think, you know what, just for fun of it, I'm just gonna have a bunch of colored skins just in case.
Well, in real life, I basically live in my work uniform. I want to have a more explosive, a more what's the word that that Aries uses? A loud and like abrasive wardrobe. But but you know, I don't get an opportunity to wear that. I do like my Hawaiian shirts, and Tioman Island's very tropical place. So I wanted to make sure that I fit in everywhere I went, and that was my strategy going into the game. So I had a Hawaiian shirt copy of every color that a tribe could be. You know, to really blend into my surroundings and be a social chameleon through my fashionable choices.
Alrighty. Jomah, same question to you. What kind of inspired you to come with all the different colored skins?
I think it's fun, like every season, if you have like a little, not like character, but like a little get up. So I like to sort of pick like, okay, well, what's my outfit for this season? And so at first I was just gonna do, okay, well, what if I do my classic like Jomah outfit, but with just changing the color for every single outfit. So I think I had a purple one at the start because I think I asked and you're like, oh, you're on a purple trap at the start. So I'm like, okay. And then I didn't have all the skins prepared, but I had Photoshop open where I could just change like the hue of the jacket. So I think when we swapped, I got put on orange, and that was easy. But then when merge hit, I didn't know what the color was, and I'm like, screw it, I'll just do like gray. And it's just one of those things that it's fun. It makes it a little bit more enjoyable because you're on your screen for like 12, 16 hours, like for most 14 to 18 hours for most seasons. So you can do something goofy to make it like a little bit more enjoyable. I always say do it. And real quick, to max Spoders, that way it doesn't get the edge.
Oh, come on. Let's go! Wait, I just see this.
Did it not work? Give me a second.
Womp womp.
Spotter, now you gotta change Spotter. Now you gotta change something.
Wait, give me a sec.
Oh wait, hold on.
Spotter, now you gotta change into something. He's gonna outmatch you.
Oh no, he might not outmatch me. He might just match me.
I'll match him.
Yeah, there you go.
Bro, this guy got orange on. This guy got a blue tie on.
Oh my god, I just got my color. Dude, what? You both look so sharp. Let me just say.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
Alrighty, we're going to take a quick intermission because we have another castaway joining us in a couple minutes, and I need to send them this voice call link. Oh, it's Froggy! Wait! Oh my god, wait, okay. First of all, you all look amazing. And just give me a second, because I need to send Socks.
Wait.
Socks is hopping on, and I need to send him. I need to figure out how to send
him. We got the orange tribe, we got the blue tribe here, because of the tie.
Alrighty, welcome back, everyone. While we were away, we unfortunately lost Froggy. Rest in peace. But
he slipped on a puddle.
Yeah. But we did gain the wonderful freaking what's it called? 13th place finisher Socks.
13th place.
Alrighty. So, moving back into it, actually, before I do, want to say, all of your new outfits look lovely. You all look,
Joe started
amazing.
something.
Joe started this. Anywho, so now it's time for, I think, my favorite segment, which gives a little bit of an appreciation to our wonderful pre-mergers, it's a little segment that I'm calling What If? And it's pretty much simple. So we're going to start with you, Hero. I'm going to just ask you a simple question. What do you think would have happened if you weren't the first boot? What if, like, who'd you vote? Andrew? What do you think would have happened if you got everyone to vote Andrew out during the first round?
I did want to, take out the weakest to be Andrew. And I did want to take him out. And it made him a merge out of being a likable person. I did be a social butterfly person, like a queen, that I wear a female skin. Be a queen, to be a social player. I like to be a likable person. That's what I do.
Alrighty. Okay. Brandon, what do you think would have happened if somehow Sky knew the plan, shenanigans ensued, and Sky went home at the Joint Tribal Council? What do you think would have happened to your game?
It probably would. I mean, it probably wouldn't have changed much. I probably would have gone home in the next like 2 or 3 tribal councils, to be honest. So I would have probably gone further. But I probably would have definitely been more social to get more connections the further we went into the season. But I mean, I don't really think about like the what is. I'm just proud of like the game I played and stuff. And I gotta go out with the blue shirt with the blue with the blue color, the blue tri flags.
All right, and wonderful guy who just showed up, SocksTheFerret. Is Socks here?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, making sure. Socks, what do you think would have happened to your game if you didn't have to leave at the first swap tribal council?
I think it's very possible that I just buckle down with the tribe that we were on and we just coast out to the merge, because I think obviously in the episodes it showed a lot of discourse, but we just made that up because I had a situation come up and I think we got along very well and we worked very well together, and behind the scenes tidbit, we won the immunity challenge. But because I had to go, I was like, not gonna force a walk and then someone else has to go. I'm not gonna be that guy that like gets someone voted out, loses their chance, and then I just leave anyway. So I think if our tribe could have stuck together, we could have been a nice little group, little happy family that starts making our way towards the merge, and then who knows what happens from there.
Alrighty.
Who was the discussion during that episode when Sock won? Was there like a 2 people that were up for grabs to be voted out during that episode?
Was there? Actually,
I think Socks was like ultimately just volunteering his position out of the game, and we wanted to have fun with it. So we're like, we're just gonna pretend that he is on like a really bad mood swing or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Oh right. Yeah. No. So yeah, we pretended that we didn't want to make it a quit, or at least I didn't want to make it a quit. So we decided to just have him be in a really bad mood.
And don't worry, audience. We didn't plagiarize the whole season. There was just some scenes where we had to act.
And legal. And for
I had a question.
Also, let me just really quickly say, for legal reasons and for my own sanity, it will forever count as a vote off, not a quit. So let's get that straight. Anywho, Hero, you were saying.
I have a question. Like, when I got bullet out, what did Wyatt going to say? Like, what Wyatt going to say? When I got bullet out, like Wyatt
was heartbroken. Hero.
He was.
We felt that it made no sense to vote you off first, especially because you were one of the stronger people.
I was in a one-on-one with him. He was devastated.
Alright,
he wanted war. He wanted revenge.
Let's move on to the move makers of the game. So we had a couple people that this season were trying, I think, very hard to put stuff on their resume, to some successful degrees and some to less successful degrees. But we're gonna start off strong. Baile, I would say near the end of the game, you had a lot of influence over the tribe, but honestly, it didn't really. But everyone was gunning for you. Do you feel like with those two factors kind of combined, how do you feel like you were able to do what you were able to do in the game while also still being a target?
I feel like because there was people who I could play up the fact that they were probably bigger social and strategic threats than what I was, like Jomah and Spoders in the game. I could influence the people who like saw eye to eye with me in that sort of sense, like DogBone and SS, to make sure that like the move that I wanted to make happened, even while realistically it probably shouldn't have happened because like I was immune and it probably would have just added more to my resume. But yeah.
Alrighty. DogBone, I think you played, personally, I think you played harder than I think anyone else this whole season. Kind of the same question to you. Why do you think you were able to at least do as much as you were able to in the game, while also kind of not being considered a big target for most of your time on the show?
I think that I could do what I do, and I could like constantly target it was because of my social game and the people that trusted me, like an SS, a Spoders, and like those type of people. And they were making sure my name wasn't getting said, all that. There was some times where I was working with Jomah for like 2 seconds as well. So, I mean, I think I just heavily relied on my social bonds to not say my name, and they didn't. So I was like just hitting strikes and home runs until eventually I struck out, obviously. But
all right.
I think, my social
you got ejected from the Empire.
Oh.
Definitely.
Honestly, Brand, I'm so sad you went home with the thing you did. I feel like you would have been really entertaining in the merge. let me reiterate that again. Honestly, let me just say right now, I love Brandon. I think he should have gone farther. Let me just say, no disrespect to anyone else. I just think he should have gone farther. So, moving forward with the questions. Now to. Honestly, one that kind of confuses me, because there's also stuff that I don't remember about the season. Jomah, I think that you had a good fair say in what happened on the Goliath tribe, but
I disagree, but
well, no, I feel like you were okay with a lot of the tribe, at least, like just okay. But you also kind of struggled to make moves. Was there any part of you that thought that you were doing more than I think what other people might have assumed you were doing?
No, I think I was very sorry. I think I was very overrated this season because like literally Baile just said, like some of the bigger threats like Jomah and Spoders. I see how Spoders are a threat because in this game, like the events that took place, Spoders was very well positioned and had his hand in a bunch of vote offs. I did not. Yet for some reason I was being treated the same as Spoders, and it was very frustrating. It felt a lot like another season I played where, despite me not making any moves successfully, I was still considered a big threat. Like there's a confession where I think Andrew's like, "Oh, Jomah's definitely one to go," and I'm just like, "Okay, dude, we're not doing this again." But I don't know. It was
what the fuck?
It was frustrating because for some reason, I was being played up as this big threat despite having no really moves or credit to my game. And yeah, you can say oh, well, you were great on the Goliath tribe. Goliath never went to tribal. That was never tested. That was never truly, really put to the stakes. So
there was no trial for anything for the Goliath. There was no trial.
Yeah. So it really came down to the swap tribe, which did not go well. The first few merge vote offs, which I was either not a part of, immune. I never was able to test anything. And when I tried making options, I got hoed, which is, it's the game, it's whatever. But, I don't know, it was mildly infuriating to kind of be put on this pedestal when I think in reality, I really didn't play that hot of a game. But, if you want to say that I was a big threat, then sure.
Well, I was saying, I don't know if you were a big threat. I just think a lot of people perceived you as a big threat, like you said.
Yeah, and to be fair, perception is the biggest thing in this game. I think it's a big reason why the end game played out as it did. Obviously when you're in the game, you don't know the whole social board.
Yeah.
I really didn't pin 3D, Baile, and Chonk, despite being on the same tribe. It never seemed close to me. So it's one of those things where getting the wider perspective, via the edit, kind of helps you a lot get conclusions of what happened and why it happened. But yeah, there's definitely game perception and edit perception, and it can
we
be
all have a reputation from how we play in previous seasons as well, for those that we play against each other before.
100%. I think that's why Andrew was wanting to get Pouncy, but I'm not going to go into that. But overall, what makes the edit versus what actually happens is sometimes very, very contrasting. So I'm not saying Galaxy's doing this, but there are many hosts that do this.
So actually, this conversation leads me into my next point, the edits. So this season, at least in my point, I tried to step it up with the confessional amounts. And I just want to have a quick conversation about comparing how much screen time you get to the game you played. So, just going in line. So pretty much, you can kind of attribute game... I think a lot of people in the community attribute game to confessionals. Or just like Survivor in general. Like, if you have more confessionals, you get a more memorable game. Where if you didn't have as much of a memorable game, you don't have as many confessionals. So I do want to reveal this right now. The person who got the most confessionals this season... Oh my god, I'm talking too fast. The player who got the most confessionals this season was our lovely guy, Spoders, with 24 confessionals. So my question, Spoders, so obviously just based on what I said, not to repeat myself, but do you think what I said is true? Do you think gameplay can also contribute to the amount of confessionals you get in a season?
I mean, you're asking me... I think the question you're asking me is, do I think my game was good?
Well, yeah. Do you think it's
so
good?
yes.
Do you think your game was good enough to like warrant the amount of confessionals you got?
Yeah, I think actually a lot of my confessionals were more like, well, not most of them, but a lot of them were more like character or like reacting to something happening. I think my gameplay confessionals were kind of average in that, and like an average amount in that case, not like an extra amount like my total number is. And I think that matches my game. It's just like a kind of a very solid, not excelling in one area kind of game, where like I'm typically okay with most people. And actually, if I could harpen this back to Joe, where you know, you don't have to make big or flashy moves to be considered a good player. Really, a lot of it is, like I said earlier in this reunion options, is how many people are you not bad with. And I think Joe and I were pretty neck and neck in the amount of outreach that we had. Influence, maybe not, but outreach, definitely, because you know that fake alliances can turn back into real alliances, like Baile and I's connection during the Andrew vote. But yeah, I think my gameplay confessionals were an average amount, which was kind of what my gameplay was. Really, I like the character ones more.
Alrighty. SS, you hold on, sorry. SS, you had like the third. I think if I'm looking at this, I'm looking at my paper right now. You had like the third most amount of confessionals. Baile had only 2 more than you. So kind of the same question to you. I mean, as the winner, do you think that? Yeah. Do you think that the game you play is a direct factor in how much screen time you get during the season?
I think it definitely plays a part, but I will say a lot of my confessionals. So I was definitely like involved in a lot of the decisions and hands-on, and the social game was definitely my strongest aspect. My social game doesn't really come across in confessionals, so like a lot of my confessionals is sometimes me stating something really obvious or something that's already like happened. It's just like repeating. I feel like a little bit like Tommy from Island of the Idols, where like the further they go in the season, like, you know, does this guy actually win? But it's kind of funny because it's just a lot of my confessionals don't really have a lot of substance to them compared to like Spoders or Jomah or Baile, you know, DogBone, all these great confessionalists. So I do think that normally it would like kind of, you know, correlate to the confessionals to the kind of game you play. But of course, you know, there are some things that can't be shown in confessionals.
Yeah. Okay. So Sky, hi. You had, I mean, you actually did pretty good. You got like 16 confessionals over 12 episodes, which, you know what, it's still good. But, you know, there is still kind of the fact that you did have to record a lot of stuff post game, which, I mean, does go to the show. I mean, there are certain moments where, you know, you could need more stuff just to show your game more properly. Do you think that even if you come up with less confessionals than certain people, it shouldn't discredit the game that you play?
I mean, obviously, there are some people who, like, a lot of their gameplay was just not there in the first half of the game. Erica! There are people out there that barely get any confessionals for most of the game, and then they go on to win.
Alrighty.
Though to be fair, I did get a decent amount of confessionals. but a lot of them were basically just me recapping because I couldn't remember what happened each episode.
When we return, we ask our players the final questions, say our goodbyes, find out who our Season 6 fan favorite is, and you guys will get a sneak peek at Minecraft Survivor Season 7. Stay with us.
What's it called? What's it called? What's it called? You didn't even tell me this. Oh, you motherfucker!
I'll tell you. I'll tell you after I show you the promo. Alrighty, welcome back everyone to the Minecraft Survivor Tioman Island reunion. Now it's the time that everyone has been waiting for. Fan favorites. Which one of these lovely players here, or just not here, will win the title, will earn the title of fan favorite? So here's how this works for me. I will call up the top 5 players for the season, and I will eliminate them based on who got 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, all that jazz.
What is this, a circle? What is this, a circle?
I tried getting ahead, did not work. So let's reveal the top 5. In no particular order, the top 5 of this season are... Sorry, I just gotta be I gotta be suspenseful here.
Drum roll.
DogBone.
Yay.
Spoders. Chonk. SS. And drumroll, please. Froggy.
Dang it.
I don't have his head. I need to just...
We're missing Chonk.
You don't have 2 of your players' head. You need
We have 3 of
Not
them.
even an armor stands, low budget.
We don't have a lot of budget for the shows like this. If we got like 1,000 subscribers, maybe.
The trees cost too much.
Okay.
Oh, 1 mil.
Alrighty.
Oh, 1
so
mil.
it's time for the reveal. In 5th place, I'm not gonna reveal the percentages, by the way. Just let you know. In 5th place, ImaFroggy. Froggy, 5th place this season. In 4th place, we have SS.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Alright, so we're down to 3 now. In 3rd place is DogBone. Unfortunately,
Rip.
DogBone.
Dang.
Alrighty, so
Where
we're
his head,
down
3D?
to
3D,
Chonk.
where his?
We're down
Spotter,
to
where his head?
Chonk and Spoders.
Spot, where his head? Spot, where his head?
Alrighty.
I wear your head. I wear your head. I wear your head. I wear your head.
Okay, Hero's gonna wear his
Okay.
head. Do
It
that.
matches. It matches.
It matches.
It matches. It does. It does.
Alrighty, it matches. Alrighty.
Fen Chonk.
Alrighty, guys. And the Minecraft Survivor Tioman Island Season 6, if you want to add that, fan favorite is... Spoders. Congratulations, buddy!
Toss him in the fire!
Favorite.
Toss him in the fire!
In
Toss
the
him in the fire!
fire.
That's actually a good idea. Toss him in the fire. Toss him in.
Fire. Booga, booga.
This means more than winning to me. Thank you to all my dedicated fans. I'll try to be in more recordeds when they allow me to be in them.
All right.
I'm killing him. I'm killing him.
Put that back. Okay.
I'm
Alrighty,
invincible.
guys. So we are nearing the end of this reunion, unfortunately. So I got a few final questions to ask everyone.
Curse of footage
Then
corruption.
we're gonna be wrapping things up. So, going back to Baile. Baile, so obviously this was a interesting season for you. Is there anything that you've learned from your time here on the Tioman Island?
I mean, this was like my first ever recorded season, and I had a lot of fun. So like that was that. I mean, the thing I learned the most probably about my gameplay is that like I probably need to try talking to more people, even though like having a better social connections with other people, so then I actually get their jury vote at the end. Looks at Skyfire. Yeah.
Hi.
Alrighty. And Sky. Personally, I think you had a wonderful personality this season. I don't know how this season could have happened without you. And obviously coming in, you did not think you were put on the right tribe. And we quoted you on that for the first episode. So, do you feel like you've changed in any way that would allow you to... Do you feel in any way, shape, or form that you've changed as a player even after your time here on Season 6?
I will say... I've been in unrecorded relatively recently, and that has shown me that I have in fact improved over my gameplay since my time here. I was I was a bit like loud, kind of not really understanding everything a lot of the time during this season, And I think nowadays, if I were to be able to play again, I would definitely be a lot better, and I probably wouldn't get to the end, but I'd still at the very least not be the meme player.
Alrighty.
How about if we were to do a recorded Amazing Race?
Okay, well that I might.
Skyfire for Amazing Race. That's the next show, actually. Nah, okay. So, Jomah and Spoders, you two were very present entities on this season. Both played great games, in my own opinion. Both had definitely different positions, but still, you guys emerged to have amazing games. Is there anything that you guys learned from this season that you would take on to other game shows?
Should have taken my deal, Spoders. I'm kidding. I think perspective is a big thing. I think this season got me more aware to kind of look with a wider lens on the game, because not everything that you see in the game is actually what's happening, and seeing the edit and seeing like who's really getting the credit for certain moves really sort of made me be like, okay, that it's like how you view life. There's always a different perspective. There's always a different viewpoint. So, there's a little life lesson for the day.
Alrighty, Spoders.
I've yapped a lot. I'll just second what Joe said.
Alright, that's fair. Alrighty, and last, DogBone. Obviously, you had some great moments on the show, some bad moments. I guess, obviously, same question to you, but do you think you've learned anything from your time on this game?
I learned to not be so carefree with idols. And I think that's pretty much it.
Alright, that's fair.
I've also made good friends, too.
Skylar, you're holding his head. Skylar.
What?
Sky, you're holding his head. You're holding DogBone's head. Alrighty. Well, that being said, we're not done just yet. So obviously, thank you guys for playing. You guys are amazing people, and I'm so happy to have all of you here. And as one season comes to an end, another one will begin. So that being said, here is your first look at Minecraft Survivor Season 7.
You think you've seen good players yet? Well, you haven't seen anything like me. I am a lean, mean, comp-winning machine.
But if there's one thing I know that I'm confident in myself, it's my physical comp ability, and let's hope that my social game does something.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm here, I'm excited to be here. It has been a while.
I want to be that mafioso character. I want to be that big game player.
I'm here to try and prove to myself, as this is going to be one of my last games ever.
Going into it, I'm really excited. I finally get the chance to prove myself as the greatest, and I'm going to do it through honorable methods. No cheating, no stealing.
I'm here to fight to the end. I'm here to win. I'm here to redeem myself. I'm here because I need a chance to actually play this game. I've got the time, I've got the commitment, I've got the drive. I am here to win, or at the very least, get my torch snuffed the right way.
If you send me to death, motherfucker, I'll come back with a vengeance stronger than you could even imagine.
I actually do have to be a little bit more proper than usual, because I'm playing with my IRL girlfriend.
This time, I'm in it to win it. Like, this time, I'm gonna try to go all the way. I'm not gonna get screwed over.
I'm gonna have some fun tormenting people if I can.
I'm not gonna take second place. That's stupid.
Alrighty. So,
like
Minecraft
it.
Survivor Season 7, Land of Decay, hitting your screens whenever I choose to edit the whole thing. Alrighty.
Whenever this gets out.
Whenever this gets out, honestly. Alrighty, with that being said, before we end things officially, SS, as our winner, would you like to leave us with some final words?
Sure. I mean, this was a great season. It was a whole lot of fun. Again, I was so glad to be here, and everyone here was so great. I mean, this whole game meant a lot to me, especially. This was the first time I've ever won something in the 4 years I've been online doing Survivors. So this game will always hold a really special place in my heart, and you all will as well.
Alrighty, beautiful words. With that being said,
Chillin was just here and
I saw. Alrighty, that being said, I want to once again thank you guys for coming to this. You are all wonderful players. I hope whether it's playing with you all again or seeing you compete again, I wish you all the best of luck. And that being said, thank you everyone who watched this season. We could not have done it without your support. Everyone, get around me. We're gonna do the crouch. Everyone, get around me. We have to do our tradition of crouch jumping.
Someone got my head.
Alrighty, so thank you everyone who watched this season. Thank you to the viewers at home. Thank you to the cast. And with that being said, this has been Minecraft Survivor Tioman Island. Thank you very much. Good night.